Hello, it's Richard at Richard's Guitars. I've not been doing my videos recently. I'm going to do another video explaining that, so I'm just going to get straight into this. I am so excited to talk to you about a guitar brand that, although I used to sell a lot of them, and I am guilty completely of not being involved with them, which I find difficult to justify, but that's the way it is. And earlier this year, with the whole thing of G&L going on, it gave me some opportunity to think about what I do and don't want to be doing with my time. And I picked up where I left off with these little babies, Danelectro. Now then, the old Danelectro headstock, the Coca-Cola bottle. And what started off as a bit of a general bit of interest, oh, you know, I used to enjoy doing those, and they were fun and funky. And I don't know, I somehow feel I've slipped into a level of understanding about this guitar that I just never appreciated as much before. Maybe I was just too busy, and I don't know. I mean, I probably am busier now day to day than I was even then. But so it wasn't just too busy. Maybe too bogged down with stuff to notice or to think about it. But for whatever reason, I'm able to digest this brand in a way that I've really never done before. And they are extraordinary guitars, which I'm putting my neck on the line here by saying that probably one of the fun and funkiest and charismatic guitars I've probably had in my shop or ever sold could be. Because it's for a player thing. I think this is what I want to do. I want to be able to talk about stuff and talk about what I don't want to be on this channel is a QVC. You know, my video thing. I don't want these videos to be QVC. I don't want to be sitting here just churning out videos that pretend I'm interested in something when I'm not. That convey a positive message about a product I'm selling just because I'm selling it. What I want to do is find guitars that I love and then talk to you about it. And you know that that's really the key to the whole video. So if I find a product that I love and I'm really excited about, but on paper it's kind of like, what is he doing Danelectro? It's like, oh, those cheap guitars. You gotta run with me a bit. You gotta kind of give me a bit of flexibility to have these feelings. And everything that you might be turning your nose up right now about what's so exciting about Danelectro, if you know a bit about Danelectro. In fact, if you are turning your nose up right now, you probably know a little bit about Danelectro, but not the full picture. But let me keep going, because I'm going to go off at a tangent. I spend a lot of time looking at guitars and looking at the woods, the wood totes, what people talk about as tone woods, you know, different maple veneers. Well, if it's a veneer has very little effect on the tone, obviously. So it'll be solid woods. How does rosewood compare to a mahogany, which compares to you know, Brazilian rosewood, compared to, you know, a spruce top, Adirondack spruce top, you know, all these different types of materials which are used, which we go into great length to try and understand and try and we kind of put things we put things on like this kind of a ranking of what we want to be seen our guitars to be made out of, because it makes us feel as though we can justify the price tag of the guitar. And what Danelectro does is it completely defies all convention. It shouldn't work, but it does. And by the fact that it does work means that people like me and you should be far more open-minded about exploring avenues that don't conform to our norms. Is it made out of solid mahogany, a Danelectro guitar? No. Is it made out of solid wood? No. Because they're made out of MDF, as good as, I think that's the phrase. It's like chipboard. I think these are pretty much chipboard. And I think, so this one here, this particular one that I've been absolutely blown away by is called 59X. Yeah, 59X. And this particular one has got a P90, it's like a single coil P90 in the neck, and it's a humbucker in the bridge. It then has, this particular one has got a coil tap, this beautiful chrome little hardware here. I think that's chrome, I think it might be a plasticky chrome, looking chrome, but it's like a silver pot head control. So with a coil tap there. So we've got a coil tap. You've got a bolt-on neck there. And like, as I said, that really funky retro Coca-Cola bottle headstock with the old vintage machine heads. Got a little sort of metal nut going on there. But they've designed, these guitars were designed to be cheap and cheerful, I believe, in the origins of when they're made. 59X kind of makes you think, well, 1959, I know they were late 50s, so I presume they were, maybe even they started in 59, I don't know. But a real early, you know, electric guitar brand, along with the likes of Fender and Gibson. And I just want to give you a list. Now look, before you snub your nose at Danelectro, I've got my computer here, because I want to whiz through. I mean, I couldn't even begin to show, I'll put a link in below. I couldn't begin to give you the full list. But I just had to start with Elvis Presley. So here we go. Now let me just go. Oh goodness, I don't even know where to start. I'm going to start from A to Z. So, but I'm going to go through the ones that catch my eye from A to Z. Jeff Beck, Billy Bragg. I'm just going to quickly. Eric Clapton, Elvis Costello, John Fogerty. Rory Gallagher, Kirk Hammett, George Harrison, Jimi Hendrix, John Lee Hooker, and the list goes on. Mick Jagger, Mark Knopfler. You know, you can just, it just goes on and on and on. These wonderful players, Joe Perry, awesome. So it just goes on. I mean, there's 100 of these guys that play Danelectro guitars, and so why do they play them? Well, the reason they play them is because I just got 3 chords here. Now if you want rock and roll, this thing absolutely, utterly screams rock and roll. I'll learn a riff, just for you. Do you like that one? I said to Richard earlier, Richard Mark II, chap, lovely guy who helps me now in the shop, who some of you will have met. I'm very paranoid about the fact that I don't have a repertoire of stuff. So just literally minutes before I came in, I thought, right, right, what sounds like a song? So what song does it sound like? It sounds like a mini song. I'm sure I'd come up with a song around that. Now the point is, I don't know what it is about this guitar, but that just sounds apt for me. That's on the back pickup, fairly average amount of gain. It just cuts through so beautifully. That's on the humbucker. So then we've got the coil tab, so we can take that out and give it a much more that kind of bright. everything about it, I could clean that up. I can just clean up. And it's there is something about the Danelectro sound. And originally when I got these guitars in, I was looking at 12 strings because they sound utterly beautiful, crystal clear, beautiful, charming, like chimes, chiming sound for the 12 string. Absolutely suits a 12 string, absolutely down to the ground. So it was really the 12 strings, and I've had a couple of through, and I haven't had a chance to do the video on them. So so then I got this one in, and as soon as I got this one, I was like, oh my god. And I'm just in love, and I know Richard, my other Richard here, is absolutely in love with the guitar. So there's two of us. Richard plays in the band regularly, he's been playing in the band all his life. And the second he got hold of this guitar, he was doing the same thing as me, going, oh my god, what is it about the tone? It's that crisp, defined, but also like a punch. It's got an amazing punch. And it defies all the odds. This is as I say, MDF. And so here's that, try that neck pickup. That's lovely. You hear that kind of hollow sound. That's the kind of semi-acoustic quality of it. Love it. There we go. So, but I mean, I'm gonna put a. Oh God, how much is this guitar? It's not a lot of money, and this is where they become super cool, because I think the 59XT is about 500 quid. 59X. Sorry, the XT is the trem. So yeah, 59X. So this is the non-trem model. And it comes in at 490 quid. And so for £490, you just have this most utterly exciting, fun, funky, and this is what they're all about. Anyone who says to you they're cheap rubbish is talking absolute crap, okay? They're not cheap rubbish, they're affordable. I can tell you that because this has come straight out of the box. The fret ends are pretty good, no real major sharp fret edges. I could ship, my Jesus, you know, if I compare this, and I'm not me, you know, it's going to sound like I'm kind of being bitchy now because it's a product, obviously, you know, going back with the G&L thing. It was G&L and the removal of G&L from my store that originally, and the problems we were having with them that made me be more aware of, well, look, what kind of things have excited me in the past, and even looking at this brand. And then if this brand had come in and it was just cheap rubbish, I'd just go, oh my God, it's the last thing I need. I just do not need, I mean, I hate to say it, but I sell vintage guitars, which we turn into, they're brilliant. They turn into amazing guitars, but it's a real pain in the ass. And I, you know, and relative to the one or two, I get one or two negative feedbacks from people saying, oh, I thought the frets were going to be really nice. I thought you did all this work. Well, yeah, we have done all the work, but sometimes you have the odd fret that maybe isn't quite as good as it potentially could be because we spent all our time doing all the other frets. and we're making nothing on it when we sell it. So, you know, give us a break. We're trying to help you. I know that sounds awful, but I'm just being honest. I'm being completely honest. So, and I just want you to know that I just simply will not talk about a guitar. The reason why I talk about vintage is because they are cheap and we can make them into great guitars. Great. This is a different situation. This is next step up price-wise, but is utterly full of charisma, absolutely full of charisma. So there you go. That's my thought on Danelectro. And I want to bring you other Danelectros. I don't think I've even got. I've got a yeah, I've got the old Baritone here. I don't know if it's even tuned. Yay! Look at this, Baritone. I'm not. No preparation, and I haven't recorded the thing. So, but I'll bring you this one next time. Danelectro. Look at this. See, even details like this. Now, even without plugging this in, this is. And I tell you, so this is a Danelectro baritone. Okay. So if you want to get involved in baritone and you don't want to spend a fortune, look at it. It's amazing. Again, you've got this funky bolt-on neck where they've obviously screwed that in through there. These are probably the screws to the pickups, I think, on the back. So yeah, look how cool this is. The screws for the pickups are there on the back of the guitar. That is really cool. Which I don't think is the same on that one. No. But on this one, the pickup are mounted into the back of the guitar there. But you see this F-hole. This is really important because if you look at that from a camera point of view, that looks probably like it's been painted on. But that is a genuine semi-hollow that is a proper semi-hollow cavity there. And what they've done is they've painted the interior. Now that might not mean a big deal to you, but to me that's a massive deal, because this is the kind of area where guitar companies just cut corners all the time. They never finish off the detail inside the sound hole. It normally looks like it's a bunch of, on a lot of guitars you look in there and you just see a load of crappy stain and paint and chips and stuff. But on the Danelectro, they've painted it beautifully, jet black all throughout, and so it creates this almost like painted on effect, which is beautiful. The control knobs, everything's got detail that you just don't get on other guitars at this kind of price. Truly individual instruments is the key. They are affordable. I'll do a proper review on the baritone because that's another amazing guitar. I'll put some links to an amazing video guide that I watched. So it may not go on immediately because obviously it takes me time to put all this stuff together between different things I'm doing. So I'm going to put you links to some proper demos of the 59X, as well as links to my catalogue so you can read a bit more about them. So I hope that helps anyway. Okay, see you next time. Bye.